So it should be obvious to everybody that there is at the very least, something different about you, okay? So that they might be wondering what is going on. And the kind of difference should be things like the world is falling apart around their ears and you seem to be okay. I don't necessarily mean financially and all the other things. I mean, but your disposition is a shalom that they don't understand, a shalom that only comes from above. And so that should be distinguishably different. When your boss wants you to work on Saturday and you can't, that makes you different. When you need time off for the holy days, it makes you different. When you're ordering food at the restaurant with friends who are ordering all kinds of things and you don't, that's different. So we should be distinguishably different. Become then. You know, you gotta love Shaul. Everything he says, he makes it clear, is now a full straight-on lead-in from what you just heard. He says that in all these different parts. He says, because of this, or therefore, I call upon you, therefore, blah, blah. These are all things. He's making sure you know that everything I'm saying is building onto the next thing, which is why context is beyond critical, okay? It is so important because if you start in chapter 5, and he says, become then, and you just read the imitators part as become imitators of Elohim as beloved children, he's not saying just become imitators of Elohim as beloved children. He's saying become then, because of all this stuff that I just made a case for 4 chapters. That's why I want you to know that you need to become imitators of Elohim as little children, as beloved children. How do we do it as a beloved child? How do we do it? In other words, what does a beloved child do? I'm not talking about a child that the father or the parent is just loving on, because that could end up with a spoiled child. Okay? Beloved means I'm proud of you, I appreciate you, you're the apple of my eye because you do the things that please me. So we want to do it as a beloved child. Not a loved child, you love all your children. A beloved child is the one that pleases you, that shows you proper honor and respect, that does the things that you ask them to do and doesn't do the things you told them not to do. So we are to imitate him as a beloved child, the one that the father looks down and says, that's the child that I'm proud of. What did he say about Yeshua? He says, that's my son in whom I'm well pleased. Let no one deceive you with empty words. What does that look like today? What does it look like today? Well, first of all, who could deceive you with empty words? Well, other leaders, teachers, family members, friends, co-workers, anybody that you choose to look at with authority. Look at as an influencer, if you allow them to influence you. These are all people that could fall into this category. It says, let no one deceive you with empty words. Because if you haven't given that person that level of respect and authority, nothing they say is really going to matter. So he says, walk. There he is talking about doing it again, right? Walk this out as children of light. So you're going to walk in a manner where you are birthed by truth and Torah and light. You're going to walk as children of. Are we ready to do that? What does that look like today? Walking as children of light. Well, when you come up with these so many hundreds of decisions every day that you have a choice to make, you either choose to walk in light or darkness. And when you choose to walk in darkness, guess what? You're disobedient, and you're going to get the wrath of Elohim stirred up. That's what he's saying right here. Hopefully you can see that very simply. This is for all of you watching this. Maybe you just found me for the first time. Don't listen to anything I say until you choose that I have authority that is appropriate in your life. Just take it as information. Hear it. But if you're going to listen, you should only listen if you believe that I should have that authority, that it's his words in my mouth, not just mine, etc. But that should be your choice, to look from that point of view of authority. Some of you, it doesn't matter who you listen to on YouTube. They all have authority because they're on a screen. They filmed a video. Well, so-and-so said this. Okay. Everything under the sun, somebody is saying somewhere that you can go find it. So what does that add up to? Nothing. But Paul's giving a very strong warning here. that you should not be partaking with and fellowshipping with that which is going to cause you to be looked at as a disobedient son and receive the wrath of Elohim. That's the context of the whole thing he's talking about. It's not like a little piece of one verse. He's trying to get your attention. Remember, this all started out in chapter 1 saying, you guys, I'm so proud of you. It's so great. You're doing some great things. However, let's not forget where you came from, because we don't want to end up going back there, because some of you keep dipping your toe back in that space. Otherwise, he wouldn't be talking about it. Then he's reminding us that, hey, we have all these great things in Messiah, but that old man keeps popping up and needs to be smacked back down into the grave and left down there to stay. And there are people, he's telling us, there are people that can influence you to allow that to happen, to kind of embrace some of the old you with its desires. Understand the big pit that you could fall into, or I should say pit, the big field of landmines is the people that you like some of what they say and teach. Some of you will tell me that you're still listening to so-and-so or so-and-so because they were significant in your journey out of the churches into this. And I'm glad that they were useful in that journey. But once you learn that so much of what they're saying is wrong and empty words, why are you still listening? And by the way, if you keep listening, you are likely to be imitating and influenced by those teachers that you respect so much. Don't respect them so much. Respect that they were used to get you to the next level. Okay? So then you appreciate and you give appropriate honor and respect to the fact that they were a useful tool to get you so far. All things being exposed to the light and being revealed, etc. That is why he says, wake up. You guys are acting like you're asleep. Also, it's a metaphor that's used throughout the centuries as when you're just going through the motions. Like you're sort of just sleepwalking through it, you know? You're just kind of going through the motions. You're not awake. An awake is also almost the same letters except for just one of aware. Take the K, make it an R, right? So with awake comes awareness. He says, you guys are acting like you're not aware of what's going on and who you're being influenced by, and then you're partaking of things, and you're fellowshipping with things, and you're doing all of this disobedient stuff. And then wrath is coming on you, and you're just paying no attention at all. Or if you are paying attention, you're wrongly connecting the dots. He says, those doing them have a good understanding, because understanding comes through action. Well, I don't understand this. I'm not going to do it till I understand it. You're never going to understand it till you do it. I don't know how else to get that through to you. You cannot truly understand something you've not done. Okay? You can't. Look, when I counsel people for marriage who have never been married, it's not easy on some levels to do that because there's things they cannot understand, even though I understand them because I am married and have been for 24 years. So I understand some things. But a person who's never been married, even though they watch their parents or whatever they watch, you still can't understand it until you are married. I can prepare you as best I can, but until you are doing something, you really don't understand it.